Alright guys, thanks for clicking on the video. As you could tell by the title of the video, I haven't even done one of these yet, and it's really a shame. The very first video I done for my YouTube channel about 2 months ago was my Vinegar Syndrome unboxing for the halfway to Black Friday sale. And that was a great box, just a box full of good shit. And it was like Christmas getting that box. I know a lot of people are familiar with Vinegar Syndrome, but just in case you're not, you just so happen to be watching this video, I'll be honest with you, I don't know everything there is to know about Vinegar Syndrome. Only know a little bit, and probably what I do know is probably hearsay a little bit. Vinegar Syndrome definitely has some diehard collectors. I do like that about it. They're really known to be the company that has the best slipcovers in the game, just due to the fact that they're really thick, and they do great artwork for the slipcovers. But it's just I would say it's more of like just the way they make their slipcovers. Like I said, they're very thick. There's not a slipcover. There's not a boutique label that's doing the slipcover game like they are. That's for sure. I'd say probably the closest thing we have to it is maybe some of the 88 films. I've seen some of those slips, some of the newer ones. They look pretty alright, but they're nowhere near as thick. And Arrow Video, but like I said, Vinegar Syndrome is very unique with their slipcovers. They seem to kind of go the extra mile to really have some thick, durable damn slipcovers. I can tell you that. But guys, I'm gonna show you everything I got in my collection. But yeah, I kind of stumbled onto Vinegar Syndrome, as I said before. Got in the game a little late when it came to the collecting of boutique labels. Started out with Screen Factory and Arrow Video immediately. Jumped on that, fell in love. Took a gamble, and I'd heard about Vinegar Syndrome. Bought a few titles from them off of eBay. Bought a few just to give them a try here and there. Just like the same I do with any other boutique label, like 88 Films and all that good stuff. So gave a few titles a try and everything. Really dug them. Really liked their presentation, the way they what's the word I'm looking for here? The way they do their restorations. Really good looking stuff. And the thing about Vinegar Syndrome is what I've really come to notice. They release a lot of titles that I've never heard of before. Some of them I have, I do remember seeing, some of the stuff that they do release. I remember seeing, like in the video store back in the day, during the VHS days and stuff like that. So there is some that I am familiar with, but for the most part, I'll be honest, I really don't. I really had no memory of them or have ever seen them before. And guys, as I go through this collection, you're probably gonna get the same vibe. You'll probably be like, "Yeah, I've never even heard of that film." That's just the way it goes. Vinegar Syndrome is they're an awesome company. I've ordered from them numerous times. I will say they have really good sales. I wish companies like Screen Factory would take a note from Vinegar Syndrome on how to market and do sales, because Vinegar Syndrome is killing it. They do two big sales. Well, in my opinion, the two biggest sales every year is the halfway to Black Friday sale, and of course the Black Friday sale. And for the past couple of years, I hit that thing up every chance I get, and at least try to grab a box of stuff from them. Their company, I don't mind, getting on their site and spending $100, and they send good stuff. I mean, I have popped some of them in, just blind buying some titles and popping the stuff in and be like, holy shit, like this is god awful. It's gonna happen though, especially when you're just buying random shit that you don't even know what it is. So that tends to happen. But as far as the quality of what I'm watching, it's top notch. They do great restoration work. They include as many special features as they possibly can, and there's some releases in there that's just I mean, there's some great releases in there. Keep in mind, guys, I haven't watched a lot of these that I'm going to show you, but I have watched a few of them, I'd say. And I love collecting them. I love grabbing them whenever I get a chance. Typically, though, I am one of those people when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, just in general, I spend enough whenever it comes just to Scream Factory and Arrow Video. To throw another boutique label in there where I'm going to try to collect everything that's got their name brand on it is just impossible. As it is now, I'm already behind on the Scream Factory Collector's Editions by itself. I'm already behind like 7 or 8 of those. Arrow Videos, a never-ending thing. Got in the game way too late. And I'm still just constantly backtracking, trying to grab some goodies for the collection. Some must-own titles. But when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome, though, I'll snatch them up as long as they're a good price. Like I say, I am one of those people that typically wait till the sales come on. So far, I pretty much, every title I have, with the exception of one, is titles that I've purposely kind of chased for slipcovers. And to be honest, I'm pretty much, when it comes to Vinegar Syndrome, they do have great slipcovers and everything, but I'm pretty much safe to say that I'm pretty much out of that game now. As far as collecting slipcovers, I've seen just the slipcovers alone, they just sell for way too much. To try to get them, there's no way I would be comfortable with paying what some of those slipcovers are worth. And it is what it is, though. It's, of course, I would like to have, every release that I buy come with a slipcover, have it all intentionally come with what, it was originally released, but the prices for some of that stuff, guys, like there's one from a few years ago that was very limited. The slipcover was very limited anyway. It's called Bloodhook, and I've literally see that thing. I see it all the time. It'll pop up on eBay, and that thing sells for crazy money. So maybe not crazy money for the person who really wants it and who's comfortable with paying that that type of money. At the end of the day, I do agree. People pay a lot of money for art. And those slipcovers, we can say that is art. It's just, it's just a little too pricey for me for some of these. But guys, we're going to jump right into them. Definitely want to shout out to one of my subscribers, Cody Shenanigans1. And I'm basically kind of making this video just to not only show my whole entire Scream Factory Vinegar Syndrome collection, but man, just keep a close look, man. If something like catches your eye or something, man, you might be interested in, man, hit me back and let me know, man. So I kind of got a gist of like, something you'd be interested in. I definitely want to look into building you like a box of Vinegar Syndrome titles to send your way, so you could definitely check them out, man. Because I know from me and you talking back and forth, you collect a lot too, and just I know to the naked eye, kind of Vinegar Syndrome kind of releases a lot of films that's just like nobody's never really heard of, or very low budget kind of films or something like that. But keep your eye out, man. If something catches your eye, just let me know, man. And anyway, that way I can kind of build something up to send you a box, because I just don't want to send you a box of something you're not interested in, and you just be like, man, like I knew it, this company is shit. So, but guys, we are going to be here for a little bit, so please grab something to drink, grab a snack, whatever. Let's sit back, let's relax. I'm basically making this video for my subscribers. They know I take my time going through my collection. For anybody who's watching this video who's not a subscriber, I will give you a heads up. You can see we're almost at the 9-minute mark, and I haven't even showed one title. I'll try to go through them relatively quickly, show them, be like, yeah, whether I've seen it or not, and stuff like that, and just try to keep it simple. But I do try to take my time. I don't want my subscribers to feel like I'm just trying to rush to get off the camera or something like that. But we're here to have some fun. So guys, like I said, grab something to drink, grab a snack. Let's kick back. Let's have some fun. And hopefully I can get this video uploaded sometime tonight. Just the internet's just not in my favor. So guys, let's dig right into it. Alright guys, and I should say, the way I'm going to show them to you guys is Vinegar Syndrome on the spine of their movies. They have numbers on the side. It pretty much lets you know what, and how it was released in what order. So, like the first one up here, this is number 17, so we're going to start with 17. And everything after that is releases afterwards. So there's another thing I'll have to go over to, and we're going to get that out of the way right now. First up, I'm going to show you, though, this is, sorry for the glare, guys, I'm going to try to turn it. This is Night Train to Terror. When this was first released by Vinegar Syndrome, and this was, from my understanding, this is really like an early on release from Vinegar Syndrome. I'm not sure exactly when Vinegar Syndrome started out. It Could have been somewhere between 2014 2016 for all I know. I know when I started collecting boutique labels at the closer to the end of 2016, Vinegar Syndrome already had a pretty decent catalog to choose from. But this is Night Train to Terror. Now guys, this originally didn't come with a slipcover. Vinegar Syndrome now has been doing this this practice where they know their slipcovers are hot. There's a lot of collectors out there who love slipcovers, just like I'm one of those people. So they released the movie. It basically just came in a Blu-ray and Blu-ray case, Blu-ray and DVD. And the Halfway to Black Friday sale 2020, they actually announced 4 slipcovers for prior releases. So basically the slipcovers were made to be sold after the initial release of the movie. So already had the movie, but Vinegar Syndrome, being such an awesome company that they are, they actually let us buy just the slipcover by itself if you already own the movie. Now if you didn't own the movie, it was fine. You could buy the slipcover and the movie together, all in one package. But they do realize that for when they make new slipcovers for prior releases, that people already have those prior releases. So that's really cool that they sell them by themselves, because they could just be a company and just be like, well, fuck it, if they really want it, they're going to buy another copy of it. But they don't do that though. So they got a really good marketing strategy when it comes to that. So because that's Night Train to Terror. I have seen this one. I watched this a few years back with a buddy of mine. It's kind of like an anthology. Sort of. Basically, there's like this rock band who continuously play this fucking annoying song on a train, and then after you hear them play it like 2 or 3 times, it gets kind of catchy. And after you've had a few drinks or a few beers or whatever, yeah, you start looking forward to hearing that song pop back on. I don't know, it's just fucking weird, but that could just be just me. But I've heard other people say like, yeah, man, like fuck, man, that song was annoying as fuck at first, but I'm starting to dig it. So it's just kind of funny. It's 80s fucking goodness right here. But that's Night Train to Terror. And like I said, guys, that slipcover that was just released here for the Halfway to Black Friday sale here in 2020. So yeah, guys, that's Night Train to Terror. So I'm trying to stack these up, guys, where that way I can get them back on the shelf the way they're supposed to be. So I'll flip that upside down right there. Alright, next up here was another one that they released, and then the slipcover came later. I've heard nothing but great things about this movie, about how cheesy it is, and how it's one of the releases that everybody should own. And I've owned it forever, and I've unfortunately just still haven't gotten around to watching it. So guys, that is, sorry for the glare, that is Raw Force. And like I said, guys, this release was early on. I'm trying to see the number on the side. It says number 54. But, then it was years later they made the slipcover. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the Halfway to Black Friday sale 2019. When they first introduced this slipcover. So usually from what I'm seeing in the practice of it is when they're having like their Halfway to Black Friday sale or their Black Friday sale, they'll announce 4 new slipcovers for prior releases. So I'm thinking that's going to be they're going to be their normal marketing thing now at this point. So, but guys, that is Raw Force. Like I said, I have not seen that film. Heard nothing but great things about it though. I heard it's just so fucking cheesy. It's great. So I don't know if that's one of those movies that you consider that it's, just so bad that it's good. But I've heard nothing but great things. Every time I've watched another YouTuber pull this, go through the collection. When they get to this one right here, it's like, dude, like, this is a must-own. Like, this movie is fucking top shelf. This is great. So, it's always intrigued me to watch it, but I still, every time I go to the shelf to pull something out to watch, I just kind of skim over this one for some reason. So, but yeah, I'll definitely get around to it. I wouldn't mind having, like, a few friends over, having a few beers or something, popping in. That way everybody can hopefully get a chuckle out of it or something, Alright guys, next up is another one that was released previously, prior, and then they made a new slipcover for it. And this slipcover was announced for Black Friday 2019. And guys, that is Christmas Evil. Guys, I'm very sorry for that glare. That light, it kind of picks up on the white lettering and it just goes crazy. See if we can do something about that. Guys, I hope that helps out a little bit. Maybe it doesn't blind the fuck out of everybody. That's Christmas Evil. Guys, let me see. This is number 60. Like I said, guys, They had released this in a standard blue Amaray case, Blu-ray DVD set, and then 2019, after it was already released for a couple years, Black Friday 2019, they said, hey, like, we made a slipcover for that, and they sold it. Of course, like always, you either buy the slipcover by itself. I think it was like $8 just for the slipcover by itself, or you could buy the movie with the slipcover, and I think that was like $20 at that during that sale, I believe. Guys, it's a great release. This is how I got to watch Christmas Evil for the first time. Never heard of the movie, never saw it, and just kind of. I think I bought it from somebody off of eBay, just a standalone release, just the Blu-ray inside there, Blu-ray and DVD Amaray case, and dug the hell out of it, and I found out that Arrow Video had released it as a DVD, and so I grabbed that as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good flick. It kind of drags a little bit, to be honest with you, but it's it's holiday horror. It's getting to be a point now where I've had this for a few years, and it seems like every Christmas season that comes up, I'm usually chasing this one down with a few others. So especially like like Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and all that good stuff. So basically, it's a killer Santa movie. So, but yeah, I dig the hell out of that one. Anybody who's into some holiday horror, and you want to have another horror Christmas title to add to the collection, and you're not aware of this, check it out. That is Christmas Evil. Guys, I would pull each release out of the slipcover and show you the other artwork, but I'd have to open every single bag to do this, and I assure you, if you're very interested in Vinegar Syndrome, and you definitely just want to see people unbox them, there's a ton of YouTubers that are obsessed with Vinegar Syndrome, and they have a hell of a lot more titles than I got, and probably have a lot more insight and knowledge. But guys, basically, this is what I have in my collection. I'm proud of what I got. It's not everything, nowhere close, probably not even close to half. But I dig what I got, though. Next up, guys, here's another one. Of course, previously released, and then they made a slipcover for it. And I'm trying to think. I think this was halfway to Black Friday 2019. But guys, that is Demonoid. I would like to tell you something about this movie, whether I think it's good or bad, but unfortunately, I still have not seen it. The sale had came on it. I believe it was halfway to Black Friday, 2019, and I got on their website to make an order. Went in the first time to grab something that I really wanted. I knew it was going to sell out immediately, so I grabbed that, and I went back in and I saw this in there as part of their new program where they were doing like selling either the slipcover by itself or the new slipcover with the Blu-ray with it. And I kind of went to my shelf and I'm like, let me just make sure I got a copy of Demonoid, and I'll just get the slipcover. Went to my shelf, and turns out I didn't even own Demonoid. So very glad to pick that up, the whole shebang. I think this was like $18-20, so can't go wrong with that, because the slipcover by itself was like $8. So basically paying $12 for the Blu-ray and DVD and $8 for the slipcover. So, but yeah, I'll get around to checking that out sooner or later. Guys, like I said, most of these I have not watched, but I have watched some of them. Alright. The next one I feel deserves a little bit of time. I'll be the first one to say, whenever it comes to anything that's trauma films, it's mostly a miss with me. It's not a hit. Don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody loves Toxic Avenger. I do too. I believe I just watched Trauma's War that Joe Bob Briggs presented on the last drive-in, and I had some fun with that. I went into it just with a bad attitude, but I came out at the other end with a good respect for it. And not to mention, I believe his name is what's the Trauma founder? I think his name is Lloyd Kaufman. I probably just butchered his name. Probably just took two different celebrities right there and mashed them together. But yeah, I dug. Joe Bob Briggs had him on as a special guest, and even his wife came. And kudos to Joe Bob Briggs, man. He's introduced me to so much shit. He's only been back on for just a couple of years now, and just, God, I mean, he's a great guy, man. Love the hell out of his stuff. But anyway, guys, this is a trauma film, and I didn't have a lot of high hopes going into this film. And once again, this was a release where the Blu-ray had been the release had happened a few years ago, and then Vinegar Syndrome decided to make a slipcover for it later on. And yeah, if I had to pick 5 out of my collection, that's my favorite so far from Vinegar Syndrome. This would definitely be in there. And I love the hell out of this movie. I've watched it multiple times now, and I love it so much. I'm even going to try to grab the 88 Films release of it with the slipcover, as long as I can find everything complete for a good price. So, but guys, that is none other than Luther the Geek. Guys, I'm sorry that probably is not really picking up on that light too well. I'm trying to do it some justice there. But as you can see, guys, like the lettering and the teeth right there are pretty much chrome plated out. And this is a really good film, though. I love the hell out of it. Number 100. Like I said, they had released the when they were doing their releases. They used to be Blu-ray and DVD. They always put a DVD inside the box with it. Now with their practice, they don't include the DVD inside the Blu-ray case. It's just the Blu-ray. I guess it's safe to say DVDs are pretty much kind of phased out with boutique labels now, because anybody who's buying physical media from a boutique label most likely is going to have a Blu-ray player at least. So, but yeah, they had released this a few years ago, and then they turned around and made a slipcover for it. And I believe this was Black Friday 2019. Got on the site, and this was one that they had just made a new slipcover for. I did not even have the movie yet or anything, so I got this whole thing. I think it was 18 or 20 bucks. I can't remember which one at the time, but it was definitely somewhere in between there. And when I finally got my box, this was the first one I popped in. Immediately fell in love with this movie. I was trying to get some other of my friends to watch it too. I'm like, definitely check that out. And even along the way, I think even one of my friends was like, wait a minute, dude, like, that's a Troma movie. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I got it, man. Like, Troma's kind of hit and miss with me too. You got to be it's a rare chance you're probably going to be in a mood. And I'm not trying to talk shit about Troma. I know Troma has some diehard fans, and I respect and love the fact that you guys love Troma. If you're watching this and you're one of those, it's just for, myself and maybe a few others, some of those films are hit or miss. I think we've all, especially being collectors, physical media collectors, I think we've all done this thing where we saw Troma's DVDs whenever they were initially coming up off the ground, getting started with that really good, and pumping them out. I think a lot of us blind bought a lot of those and was hoping to get something else that we didn't get. So that is what it is. But I'm telling you, as far as a Troma film, Troma acquisition, whatever you want to call it, this one right here, I love the hell out of Luther the Geek. This is, there's a lot of fun to be had. So, yeah, guys, if you have not seen Luther the Geek and you're another person that's like, well, this is Troma, so I don't think this is going to be for me, you could be very well 100% mistaken, because this is a great fucking film. And I stand by this film. Like I said, after I watched it the first time, immediately told some friends about it, and while I was telling them about it, I hyped myself up talking about it, and I was like, I'm going to go fucking watch that again and watch the features on it. So that is a great release, guys. That's Luther the Geek. And like I said, 88 Films also has a Region B copy of that. And that's part of the, I believe that's part of the Slasher Classics collection. And I do know that the first presses came with a booklet and a slipcover. So I'm probably going to try to chase that down on eBay sooner or later and grab it, because that's one of those films I don't mind double, triple dipping on. If it's a really good film and multiple boutique labels that's put it out, whether it's a different scan, maybe something different as far as the supplemental material, it's worth it. I'll check it out. I'll double, triple dip on it. It don't even matter. Yeah, guys, that was Luther the Geek. We're going to keep going here. Here's another one, same story. They had already released the Blu-ray prior, and then they made a slipcover for it later on. I believe this slipcover was also announced the same time Luther the Geek was, and this was Black Friday 2019. And guys, this is Pigs. I do know that there is multiple boutique labels who has released this. I remember Toddy Walnuts was showing me some of the different editions he had in his collection. I know 88 Films put this thing out. I'm not sure if No Shame, or was it Shameless Entertainment, but there's been multiple labels who's put this film out. I knew nothing of it. I didn't have the movie, so when they released, they were saying that, hey, we got a brand new slipcover for a prior release. I was like, well, I'll go ahead. This is another one. I'll go ahead and buy the whole kit and caboodle. And another one that's like 18 to 20 bucks. Couldn't beat it. Vinegar Syndrome has great sales on their Black Friday and halfway to Black Friday sales. So I always try to put back a little bit of money, because I do not mind throwing money those guys' ways, because they can send a box full of nice stuff. That is Pigs. I did watch this the first time not too long ago. It sat on the shelf there for a little while, and I finally got around to watching it, guys. I'll show you the back of it right there. But I finally got around to watching it. It was okay. It kind of dragged a little bit for me, but I did watch the special features on there. There's an interview with the lead actress right there in the movie. I can appreciate that. And basically, it was her dad that directed this film and got his daughter to play in it. So. And from what I can gather in that interview, her dad was pretty strict about time schedules and all that stuff. And just by watching this movie, I can tell you this movie was probably made with not a whole lot of money. I do believe that the editing process, she said, took a while for this movie. The father held on to it for a while before he ever released it and got done with the editing and stuff like that. So. But yeah, it's it's hit or miss with a lot of this stuff, and for this one, it was just a little bit slow for me. I'll revisit it again sooner or later. I kind of find out that films that don't really just grab me the first time, sometimes I'll wait a little bit later and watch them again, and I don't know, maybe something else might grab me in it the second time. But that's Pigs. Guys, I hope I'm not boring you with this stuff. Alright guys, next up, just got this one for the halfway to Black Friday sale. I didn't have the movie yet or anything, so this is another one that I just recently bought, slipcover and the Blu-ray, and that is Psychic Killer. I do believe this is a 70s film. I know nothing of it. During that halfway to Black Friday sale, I jumped in to grab something that I wanted that was very limited. Went back in to go make a second order and made a very big second order, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going back in. Like, this is it. Like, I already spent way too much money. And sure enough, I think it was, I know the sale ran for a weekend. I think it went from midnight, like Thursday night. Yeah, it was like Thursday night. As soon as it hit midnight, the sale went live, and they kept the sale open until midnight Monday night. And of course, there we were sitting there. I was sitting there at Sunday night, and I was like, you know what? I've already spent this much. Why not go back in and make a third order? Vinegar Syndrome does make it where you can go in and add to, if you go in the second, third time, however many orders you want to place during a sale, you can add to your original existing order. That way they don't charge you for a bunch for shipping and stuff like that. But guys, this movie had been released a few years ago by Vinegar Syndrome, and then halfway to Black Friday, they announced that they were making a slipcover for it. So went ahead and grabbed it. I think this was one that was like 20 bucks, and went ahead and grabbed it. Guys, I would like to tell you something about it or my opinion or anything on it, guys, but I have not seen it. But that was Psychic Killer, and guys, that was 120 on the side of that one, and Pigs was 109, because I believe I forgot to say the numbers on that. But guys, I'm just using basically the numbers on the side as a reference point of just seeing how they were released. Vinegar Syndrome started with 001, and right now they're probably well past 400. So they've definitely been out for a little bit. I can't be for certain when they started, but like Scream Factory now, they've been out now. This year's going on 8 years for them. So they've been out for a while. I'm just trying to think whether Vinegar Syndrome was around maybe before Scream Factory. I'm just not really sure. Next up, guys, this is another one. They had released a Blu-ray prior, and then they just made a slipcover for it when they announced the slipcover. This was halfway to Black Friday. This was another one, and that's Evil of the Night. Guys, once again, sorry for that glare. I'm trying to do something there, get some justice. I have not seen this film. It was another one I didn't have the movie on the shelf, and here they were saying they were making another, making a slipcover for a prior release, and I went ahead and jumped on it. And it's another one of those that was like 20 bucks and you get the whole thing. If you already had the movie, no big deal. You could get the slipcover just for 8 bucks. So guys, that is Evils of the Night. And I've heard some not so good things about this movie, but I'll definitely check it out though. Here's a really great release that I dig from Vinegar Syndrome. I didn't even get this off the website, and this thing was pretty limited from my understanding. I found somebody on eBay one day. I was just got home from work, just browsing around on the phone, and I saw somebody selling this with the slip for like 20 bucks, free shipping and all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, like this is even cheaper than ordering off of Vinegar Syndrome's website, because there wasn't even a sale going on at that point. But so I went ahead and bought it, and then turns out this thing sold out, and now it sells for stupid money on eBay. But guys, that is the Undertaker with the coffin slip. The slipcover is cut right there in the design of a coffin, in which the image you see right there is the actual Blu-ray case inside. So it's not just like a painted over image right there. It's actually cut. So, but did get around to watching this. I was very excited to get it. I'm sure everybody knows that. If you're not though, Joe Spinell is the lead actor in here. Joe Spinell did greats like, you know, Maniac. I'm sorry, I almost said Maniac Cop. Just a Maniac, and I was very intrigued to check this out. From my understanding, I was going through some of the special features, and I believe Joe Spinell had a little bit of some struggles there towards the end of his life. I believe he battled alcoholism a lot, and if I'm not mistaken, on the set of this film, they were having some trouble with him showing up on time to the set, plus his temper, his outburst, and things like that. But I believe he was under the influence for most of it. But I watched the film though. You know, it's good for a really low budget film, and you know, it's part of the Joe Spinell history. So, any Joe Spinell fans out there, that'd be a good release for you right there. So, yeah, guys, that was one of those lucky things where I just happened to be on eBay and somebody was selling it. It was used, of course, but it still came with the booklet inside. Vinegar Syndrome's not really known for putting booklets in their releases. Just wanted to put that out there, but this one does include a booklet, and once it sold out, it started selling for stupid money on eBay, and as Vinegar Syndrome got a little more popularity behind them, with, you know, redoing these, putting out brand new slipcovers for previous releases that didn't have slipcovers, and making the big splash that they have made in the past couple years. This is really highly sought after, and the next two I'm going to show you is also two that's just, they sell for crazy money. It's because, I mean, once those slipcovers are gone, they're gone, and this the secondhand market for this stuff, I'm not saying people are getting ripped off or anything. I know there's a value whenever, you know, whenever there's only barely any supply left and there's a lot of demand, that, you know, that makes the price go up. But yeah, it's just one of those titles you get on eBay and you're probably not going to be able to grab this thing for anything less than 50-60 bucks. That'd probably be on a good day. But yeah, guys, that's the Undertaker, and that was $146. Next up, got really lucky with this one. This was Black Friday 2019. This was already sold out, long gone. The lenticular slipcover was obsolete. Vinegar Syndrome, right before the sale went live a few days prior, made a post saying that they had found 100 copies of this with the slipcover, and they were going to put it in the 2019 Black Friday sale, but they only had 100, so first come, first serve. And I'm going to tell you, I was sitting there refreshing the page until the sale went live. And the first thing I walked in there and grabbed was Jack Frost. And guys, this is their lenticular slipcover, and that slipcover is awesome. I don't know if that camera's doing you a whole lot of justice right there, but I'm trying. But yeah, guys, I was very happy to get this release. It had been long sold out. The prices for this thing on eBay was crazy. There was no way in hell I was ever going to pay 75 or 100 bucks to get this movie with a slipcover on it. And it was one of those things where holding out paid off, because I believe I got this for like 18. No, I'm sorry. It was after, because I had to pay for the shipping and all that too. Because I walked in here and just checked out with just this. So it was a little over 20 bucks. But compared to the prices that was going on eBay for this thing was insane. They loaded this thing up with features, guys, and it looks amazing. Scanned and restored in a 2K from 35 millimeter vault elements. But guys, I can assure you that thing looks amazing. Just real quick, another, it's a company, I could safely say that. A subscription box that I subscribe to every month called Horror Pack. Actually, about a year or so ago, yeah, about 2 years ago, probably at this point, they made a deal with Vinegar Syndrome to actually release this as one of their Horror Pack limited edition Blu-rays. Get one of those every month in the Horror Packs, except for, of course, you know, we didn't get no slipcover without, you know, with the Horror Pack limited edition. It was just like a standard release that they used Vinegar Syndrome's transfer, basically. So I just wanted to point that out there. But guys, this thing right here on eBay is another one of those, just like The Undertaker. It sells for crazy money. I mean, we're talking about easy. Maybe you can get on there, you can luckily grab one for like 50, 60 bucks, you know, with a slipcover. But I've seen them sell for some crazy money, though. They're highly sought after, and there was only so many of them pressed up. It says lenticular limited edition of 3,000. So there was only 3,000 of these lenticular slipcovers made. So that's that. But guys, that was Jack Frost, and that was 148. Here's another one. I just got this one yesterday, thanks to my buddy Ross. He sold this to me for a really, really good price. Gave me an opportunity to get it. This is another one of those, just like Undertaker and Jack Frost. It's highly sought after, and it sells for crazy money. And Ross sold this to me for a really good price. So Ross, if you're watching, man, thank you so much. I was glad to add this to the collection. Been eyeballing it for the longest time now. Just wasn't willing to pay a stranger the money they were wanting for it. I've seen these things sell for ridiculous money. Just like Jack Frost, this is another lenticular slipcover, guys, and that is Demon Wind. I'll try to do some justice right there with it. So basically just turn a little bit. He's about to lift up the window, and then you turn it and he busts through the window. And that light's not going to help me on that title, guys, but I'm going to try. But that is Demon Wind. When Vinegar Syndrome first released this, I was going to jump on the website and order it, just never got around to it. And I missed out on the slipcover. Of course, that went pretty fast. And guys, for the most part, whenever it comes to Vinegar Syndrome, whenever the slipcovers sell out, you can, you know, as long as the Blu-ray itself is not limited, you can still get on there and buy the release. You just won't get the slipcover with it. But Joe Bob Briggs had showed Demon Wind on the first season of the last drive-in, and that's when I got to check it out for the first time. And I was digging it. So watched it the first time, and I was like, okay, well, like that's pretty all right. Watched it the second time, I had a lot more appreciation for it. Definitely get some Evil Dead kind of vibes in here, that's for sure. So it's good. It's good 80s fun, that's for sure. What was this? 1984. And it says newly scanned and restored in 2K from the 35mm original camera negative. Don't get any better source material than that. But guys, that is Demon Wind. I'll try that one more time for you. There we go. That looks a little bit better. A little bit close up, and then. So yeah, guys, those these three right here. They can sell for some pretty crazy money there. I know they're pretty highly sought after. Put those back right. So I can get them back on the shelf in their correct order. Next up, this movie I bought a good while ago from eBay. Still just haven't gotten around to watching it. Just like most of these. But yeah, I didn't order this from Vinegar Syndrome. Got it on eBay for a really good price and went ahead and jumped the gun on it. And guys, I'm sorry for that glare. Ugh. Anyway, guys, that is Corpse Grinders. I have not seen this film. My understanding, this is a trauma film, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. So, guys, if I am, sorry. I don't know anything about this film. I just remember getting on eBay and the seller basically had the Blu-ray new, the Blu-ray was new, and the slipcover was with it. And I think they only wanted like 16 or 17 bucks. And I was like, well, if I get on the Vinegar Syndrome website just to get that Blu-ray itself with no slipcover is like $25, so, or $22, $23. So I just went ahead and grabbed it. But guys, that is the Corpse Grinders. Wish I could tell you something about it, but I don't know much. Looks like it was released in 1971, 73 minutes long. Wow, that's a short runtime. Hour 13 minutes. Newly scanned and restored in 2K from the 16mm negative. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not sure if that's a trauma film or not. Anyway, moving on. Here's a really cool release. I got this one and a few others at, I went to the Days of the Dead convention here in Atlanta, and Vinegar Syndrome had a booth set up there. Vinegar Syndrome is known for having booths at the conventions. So the last day I was at the convention, I grabbed 4 titles at the table, and the guy at the table gave me a really good deal on them. So, and I was very fortunate to grab this one, and this is one of those, just it sells just as much for crazy money as Jack Frost, Demon Wind, and The Undertaker. Guys, that is Ice Cream Man. This is a great movie. Guys, if you have never seen this movie, I highly recommend it, especially if you're a Clint Howard fan. And one of the really cool things about this release, like I say, is for a special feature, they actually show the original Joe Bob Briggs episode from where he showed this for like a, I think at the time, like on the network, they were doing like this, like a summer school special for Monster Vision or something like that. But so basically, Vinegar Syndrome took the Joe Bob inserts, put them in there, and then used their scan of Ice Cream Man. And it's, I wish more releases done that. I would definitely be all over them, that's for sure. And I'm sure there's a lot of other Joe Bob Briggs fans out there who would jump on that shit in a minute. But guys, this is a great film right here. Right after I bought this one at the convention, the slipcover sold out, and it started fetching a little bit of money, a little bit above retail for what it retailed for, and then just seems like in no time, this fucking thing was selling for obscene money. I was seeing them sell for like 50, 60 bucks. But yeah, guys, that's a great film right there. From 1994, 86 minutes, newly scanned and restored in 2K from the 35mm original negative. Don't get better than that, and they put in a ton of features, guys. And I probably should say this, but from my understanding, I believe all Vinegar Syndrome releases are region free. The Blu-ray is A, B, and C. I couldn't tell you what the DVD is. Guys, do keep in mind though, especially starting this year, Vinegar Syndrome no longer includes the DVDs with the Blu-ray releases. It's just one of those things I think they probably cut down. They just got out of the practice of doing it. It probably saves them a little bit of money, and all that. But I'm sure that everybody who collects boutique Blu-rays definitely at least has a Blu-ray player. But guys, that is Ice Cream Man. That was a great release. We'll keep going here. Here's one that I bought for eBay for a really good price. I think I bought it for like 22, 23 bucks. Yeah, I basically wasted 22 or 23 bucks, guys. This is a horrible fucking movie, but that's to be expected, especially when you were just blind buying shit. You have no idea what you're buying. And maybe this might be somebody's jam. I mean, I don't know. Somebody could dig this out there. Probably's got his fans. I'm not one of them, though, and I can tell you that. That is Deadly Daphne's Revenge. Guys, there's just, this movie is just way too slow for me. Nothing ever happens in it until the end. Not my cup of tea, that's for sure. Like I said, guys, I found it on eBay with a slipcover. I bought a couple things from another seller, and he had this one in there, and I was like, I might as well go ahead and buy that from him too, since I already paid for shipping for the rest of the stuff, and he was willing to throw this in there. So, yeah, like 22, 23 bucks. And, guys, this is from 1981, 90 minutes. And I know for a fact, guys, that is a Trauma film, because Trauma's got his stamp on the back here. And, yeah, this, like I said, not for me. Could be somebody's jam, though. Not mine. Next up, I got this one as well on eBay for a really good price. I don't remember what it was. Usually, guys, if Vinegar Syndrome was, if the release was still available on Vinegar Syndrome's website with a slipcover, usually it's going to cost you about 25 bucks. Sometimes I was fortunate enough to get on eBay and find them with the slipcover, but, you know, being used, and I could save a few bucks, so I'd, you know, be grabbing them for like 18, 20 bucks, something like that. And here's one that I did, and that's Dear Dead Delilah. I can't tell you nothing about this movie. I haven't watched it. I was trying to think. No, I can't see nothing on the back, but that's Dear Dead Delilah. I know this sold out. The slipcover finally sold out a little bit ago, and I remember seeing in some of the Facebook groups where people were just taking this slipcover by itself and selling it for like 25 bucks. So that just goes to show how, I mean, nothing really going on with that slipcover, to be honest with you. It's kind of dull, but especially diehard Vinegar Syndrome fans, they want everything. They want the slipcover, they want every release, all that good stuff, and kudos to them. Next up, guys, yeah, this is gonna take me a minute with this one. I'll try to go really fast though. I haven't watched it yet. This was kind of like a marketing thing for Vinegar Syndrome. They did something pretty unique whenever they released this one. This is Cutting Class, and guys, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was 5 different slipcovers in all. So this is one of the 5, or it could have been 4 slipcovers. I just can't remember at this point. But when they released this, there was like 4 or 5 different slipcovers to choose from, or you could buy a package that had the movie with all the slipcovers, and you got all of them with it. Guys, I don't know jack shit about this movie. I just kind of remember when Vinegar Syndrome announced it, I was like, damn, like, this is crazy. Like, one movie is gonna call for fucking 4 or 5 slipcovers. That's insane, but it is what it is. And people, a lot of the people, the Vinegar Syndrome family, they loved it. So, but guys, that's Cutting Class. I'm sure everybody probably knows that Brad Pitt's in this movie, and that's the only thing I can tell you about this fucking movie, because I don't know nothing about it. Just got it for a really good deal. A buddy of mine that I buy movies from, he had a couple of Vinegar Syndrome titles, and sold them to me for a really good price, and he just threw this one in there. So, but yeah, glad to have it though. I'll get around to checking it out sooner or later. I did watch this one. I know a lot of people don't like killer kids movies, but I watched it and I dug it, and that is The Children. Me and the missus sat in the living room. It wasn't too long ago. We actually come back here and pulled this off the shelf and watched it, and it was pretty alright. It's a little slow, but we had a lot of fun with it. It's just one of those movies you sit back, relax, don't take it too damn seriously. But guys, that is The Children. Nothing really going on in the back there, no specs, just artwork for that back there. Okay, here's one I used to see in my video store back in the day on VHS. Guys, that's Bloody New Year. I never got around to watching this whenever I was a kid. I always saw the cover. The cover was different. It had like a skeleton with balloons on it or some shit, and very unique cover, that's for sure. I'm sure it grabbed a lot of people's attention. It grabbed mine. I just never got around to ever renting it. And to be honest with you, I've had this sitting on a shelf. When I got it in the first day, I popped it in my Blu-ray player after work, and maybe got like 20, 30 minutes into it, and I fell asleep and just never got around to finishing it. But I was very glad to get it though, and that's it's Bloody New Year. So if I'm not mistaken, guys, I think that slipcover is probably gone. Please feel free to check out Vinegar Syndrome's website. I will say this: Vinegar Syndrome operates their website really nice. You get on their website, it tells you whether or not you're getting a slipcover with it or not. You can click on the movie itself, and you'll have options under it saying just a standard Blu-ray release or limited edition slipcover. And if you click on the limited edition slipcover and it says sold out, well, that just means it's sold out, and you have to go to the secondary market to get it. But sometimes you can get on there though, and even see a few of the older releases. They'll still have slipcovers with them, just because either they didn't sell well or maybe they printed a lot of them. I'm not really sure of the whole thing. Alright guys, here's another one. Just watched this one not too long ago, and I believe this is a Trauma film as well. I could be mistaken on that because I can't see the back, because there's no details on the back of the slipcover. But this one, guys, is There's Nothing Out There. This was I remember even at one point in this movie, I mean, it's so damn cheesy, but it's purposely meant to be cheesy. During one of the escape scenes, one of the guys, he goes to jump, and to grab onto something, he actually grabs a hold of the microphone boom that they're using to shoot the movie with to swing over to the other side of the room. Just some crazy, corny shit. But it was alright, though. It was pretty good. And, it's one of those things that as soon as you get into it, you can't take it too seriously. But that is There's Nothing Out There. Next up, guys, here we go. Here's another one. Got this one at like Bloody New Year and all that stuff. Got a few titles all together at once. There was like 4 or 5 of them all together at once. I bought from my buddy, and this is another one I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet, and that is Splatter University. Guys, I do know that 88 Films also has this release. That's part of the Slasher Classics collection. And like I said, guys, just haven't gotten around to watching this yet. That slipcover, though, is awesome. I hope that camera's doing a little justice for you guys. Not really much going on with the back, and there's no details, so I can't really tell you nothing. But I was very glad to get that one from him. And like I said, I'll definitely watch it sooner or later. Here's one I just got for the Halfway to Black Friday sale this year. That is Party Line. Had a friend recommend this to me. And, of course, anybody who recommends something, especially if they know my taste in films or something, I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm not really sure, but maybe it's not this one. I think John Saxon might be in this movie. I could be wrong on that, guy, so don't take that to heart. That is Party Line. And, yeah, I need to get around to checking that out. That's number 264 on the spine, so, but, yeah, I need to get around checking that out. There's just so much in the collection, guys. Literally, I'll come back here and I'll watch a movie I've already seen 30 times instead of pulling a movie off the shelf I haven't watched yet. I have more of those moods than anything else, so it is what it is. Got this one off eBay for a really good price. I know the slipcover had just sold out. I think it just sold out or been sold out just for a little bit on the Vinegar Syndrome website. Got on eBay and I actually found somebody who was selling this with the slipcover for 25 bucks, so I jumped all over it. And at his grandmother's house. The director of this film, I do have a few of his films from Arrow Video, and I enjoyed them. And I watched this one with the missus, and we enjoyed this too. Don't want to spoil anything. Basically, it's kind of like it's basically like these kids that go live with their grandparents, and they're suspecting their grandparents. Actually, it's somewhat a little similar to The Visit, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. But it definitely takes a different turn from that, though, going towards the end. So that is grandmother's house. It was a good watch. And I believe Brink Stevens. Yeah, it's Brink Stevens. She played in this. She played the mother of the children. Alright, guys, next up. This is another one I got on eBay. I just haven't got around to watching. I do believe this is a Troma film as well. And that is Play Dead. I believe it has an alternate title called Satan's Dog or something like that. Just haven't got around watching it yet. I'm sure I will, though. It may be the last thing you do. So number 283 on that, guys. We'll keep going here. Here's one I just got for that Halfway to Black Friday sale. Guys, let me set these down so they don't fall over, because they will. All right, I do believe John Saxon is in this one, if I'm not mistaken, because I was unboxing it for my Black Friday, my first ever YouTube video, and I kind of saw his name on the back of it, and I was like, damn, I didn't even know he was in this. But guys, that is Hellmaster. It's a weird looking slipcover. I'm sure there's something to do with the movie that'll explain that. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the film, so I couldn't tell you. But guys, that is Hellmaster. During the Halfway to Black Friday sale, basically all the movies that I bought, excluding a few of them, basically I got the movie with the slipcover for like $17.50. So normally, retail price on Vinegar Syndrome titles is usually about 25 bucks. So to get them for $17.50 and still be able to get the slipcover with them, I was all over them. And plus I ordered a few other things too. We'll get to them. I think I might mix those up. Oh well. I ordered this. I believe I ordered this right after. No. Yeah, it was right after Christmas. Right after Christmas this year. This was a really good release. I dig the hell out of this. And that is Pledge Night. And I know the slipcover for this was almost they only had a few slipcovers left when I finally ordered this. I ordered this and another title off their website at the same time, and that was also dwindling down. So I finally just splurged and went ahead and bought 2 titles that I needed, and they fortunately still had the slipcovers with them. So I went ahead and jumped it. That's Pledge Night. I dig the hell out of that movie. That's really good. Next up, got this one in the halfway to Black Friday sale. That is The Vineyard. Guys, I don't know jack shit about this movie. I know it was released not too long ago, maybe a year or so ago, and it still had the slipcover with it. So it was just another one of those. I was either watching the trailer or reading the synopsis, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Next one up, guys. Another one for that halfway to Black Friday sale this year. That's oh, sorry, got a glare on that, guys. I'll try to hold it back. That's Beyond Evil. I heard nothing but bad things about this movie. I haven't really heard anybody say like this movie is great. Heard a lot of bad things about it, but yeah, for the price I got it for, I'll definitely check it out. So that is Beyond Evil. Next up, I know the slipcover now for this one is sold out. I'm seeing people already just sell just a slipcover by itself, and it's already going for like 25, 30 bucks. That is Unmasked Part 25. I know nothing to this movie. Only thing I can tell you is I guarantee you that there is no Part 24 to this movie. It's probably just kind of like a spoof on sequels, I'm assuming. But it looks like it's definitely, I've heard a lot of people say this too, it looks like it's very leaning towards somewhat of a Friday the 13th kind of rip-off thing there. But I don't know, I did watch a trailer for some of these when I was going back to do my order on the Vinegar Syndrome website. When I went back in to do my second and third orders, and there was a trailer for one of these that just looked really serious as hell. I just can't remember which one it was, but from what I hear, this movie is just nothing to be. I mean, you can't go into this movie to be like taking anything serious. So, but as an Unmasked 25, guys, Unmasked Part 25. Got this one off of eBay, and they had just sold out of the slipcover on VinegarSyndrome.com, and I scored this one on eBay. I think I got this one for like 20, 25 bucks, something like that. That is Berserker. I did check this one out. It was pretty alright. I liked it. It's out there, that's for damn sure. But that's Berserker, guys. If you look at the back here, that's a. I don't know if you guys have seen the Arrow video cover for The Stuff, the Larry Cohen film. That kind of reminds me of it, and it also kind of reminds me of Pink Floyd's The Wall. If you guys ever seen the artwork for that album cover, I believe not only just the album cover, but the actual movie cover for The Wall. So got a lot of similarities there going right there. And like I said, The Stuff as well from Larry Cohen, the Arrow video cover. But yeah, it was a pretty good, solid film. I liked it. It seemed like the setup for it took a little bit, but it got there. All right, guys. Next up, another film that I bought during that halfway to Black Friday sale this year, Beyond the Door 3. Guys, I don't know jack shit about this. I don't even know if there's a part 1 or part 2. I have no idea. Just went ahead and grabbed it. I know Vinegar Syndrome, I do not believe they have Beyond the Door 1 or Beyond the Door 2, because I didn't see it on the website when I finally checked this one out. So, yeah, guys, I haven't watched it, though. And there's no specs on the back, so I really can't tell you nothing. That is Beyond the Door 3. Next up, I ordered this one the same time I ordered Pledge Night. Slipcovers were almost gone. There's only a few left of each one of them for Pledge Night and this one right here, and that is Spookies. Guys, this was announced, I want to say this was Black Friday 2019, and they had a different slipcover also with this one right here. I didn't get that one. I got this one right here. The first slipcover, well, slipcover A sold out pretty quickly, but the slipcover B right there, they still had that one, but it was getting really close to sell out. So I pulled the trigger on that one at Pledge Night, and right after I'd done it, both of those slipcovers sold out. Next up, I just got this one. I got this one off eBay, and I've heard nothing but great things about it. That is Candy Snatchers. I believe I bought this on eBay right before the halfway to Black Friday sale. And yeah, I know the slipcover is definitely sold out. There's a lot of people who love the hell out of this movie. There's the other side of it, guys. But I just haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but I will. Guys, I hope I got enough room to finish this stack. Me and the missus just checked this one out. That's Flesh Eating Mothers. Guys, this is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a trauma film. This fucking movie was out there, that's for sure. We got everything in this movie. Fucking bad acting. The special effects ain't the greatest, that's for sure. But, yeah, it was what it was, though, guys. There was a few scenes in there, though, that was just absurdly fucking funny though. It was, like I said, I'm not trying to talk shit about it. It was a good watch and everything. Definitely have to revisit it at one point or another. But I got this one as well during the halfway to Black Friday sale this year. And that is Flesh Eating Mothers. Next up, I don't know nothing about this movie either. Just bought it because it was a really good price during the halfway to Black Friday sale. And that is Extro 3. Guys, I don't even know if there's Extro 1 or 2. I'm not familiar with these movies. But Vinegar Syndrome had this one. I think it was like $17.50. Came with a slipcover, so I pulled the trigger and grabbed it. So there that is. And on the back it says, "Watch the Skies." So I'm assuming it's like an alien movie or some shit. Next up, guys, here's another one I purchased during the halfway to Black Friday sale this year. That is Deadline. I have not watched this one yet. I know the back of that cover, as soon as I unboxed it, it looks pretty freaky as hell right there, that's for sure. But yeah, I'll get around to watching it sooner or later. I ain't really heard anybody really talk about this film. Next up, guys, this is Olivia. This is also one that I bought during the halfway to Black Friday sale this year. Got a really good price on it, so I had to go for it. And I believe in other territories, this movie is also known as Prozzy. And I believe 88 Films released this for the Slasher Classics collection under the title Prozzy. But I believe, if I'm understanding correctly, that version is edited, and this one is the unedited version. So I'm not sure. It could be like a theatrical cut, and this is a director's cut. I'm not really sure. I have to do a little bit more homework on it. But, guys, literally $17.50, and they still had the slipcover with it, so why the fuck not? I pulled the trigger on it. That is Olivia. I do like the artwork on that, the color schemes. I bought this one from the Vinegar Syndrome website before the halfway to Black Friday sale. I do like this movie a lot. I got the missus to sit down with me and watch it, and she liked it too. A lot of people call this a Chucky ripoff. I like the hell out of it. I know between Killer Dolls and Killer Kids movies, I know a lot of people get fed up with those pretty quick, and just since there's so many of them. But this was a great release right here, though. That is Dolly Dearest. Guys, that thing looks incredible. This release looks great. They did a great job restoring this. Got some great special features on there from the talent. Yeah, I highly recommend it, though. I believe it has the wife from the original Pet Sematary, which I've seen her in some other films too. I just can't think of her name right now. But yeah, she's in it though, that's for sure. But yeah, I dug the hell out of this movie though, and that was I went ahead and bought this because I figured it'd probably sell pretty quickly, and I think I paid like $25 plus shipping for it. And then I was thinking like, damn, like I should have held out till halfway to Black Friday sale. And then halfway to Black Friday sale came around, they didn't even discount this one since it was considered a new release. So don't feel too bad with that. Alright guys, next up is Blood Games. This is one of their surprise titles that they announced for the halfway to Black Friday sale. They had a few other ones too. I think the Severed Arm, the Immortalizer. Those were some other ones. I didn't get those, but I did get this one though. I haven't watched this yet. I do know that they threw in an extra insert for this. It's a corrected insert, and they had the original insert that came with it. It had an error on the back of it. So Vinegar Syndrome caught it in time and printed up some new inserts to send with it. So that was really cool of them, because most companies would have just said, fuck it, we already got their money, just send it to them. But other guys, that is Blood Games. I've heard great things about this, and then I've heard some really bad things about this. But this was one of those titles that was not, it was a brand new title, new release, so it wasn't on sale. So this one was like $25. But got that one. Guys, this is one of the Vinegar Syndrome releases right here that's supposed to have a slipcover with it, but just didn't. This is one of the films I bought. Bought a couple films from a friend. He threw this one in there. Didn't have the slipcover with it, but the slipcover sells for stupid money, and I can tell you, I'm never going to pay stupid money just for a slipcover. I'll chase them down as long as they're a decent price, but I just can't pay no $40-50 just for a slipcover. I'm not going to do it. But guys, that is Incubus. Sorry for that glare. I'm trying to do what I can there. But yeah, I think that's the only release so far I've gotten here that's supposed to have a slipcover with it. I don't have one. Guys, we'll keep moving along. I got this one during, I think this was 2019 halfway to Black Friday sale. Yeah, last year's halfway Black Friday. Guys, this is Slaughterhouse. Great film. Love the hell out of this movie. And kind of opens up like an elevator. And it has the movie inside. But yeah, I know for a fact these are long gone. But I do see them on eBay sometimes. It's just sometimes the sellers just want way too much money for them. But yeah, I think with the Blu-ray and the elevator slip together, I think it was like 25 bucks or something like that. And if you already had the movie, they were just selling just the elevator slip itself. I think it was like 12 bucks or something like that. 8 or 12 bucks, I can't remember. Here's another one, guys. I got this one during the Black Friday sale 2019, and I was thankful to get this one before the slip box sold out. And guys, this is a pretty nice release right here. I love the hell out of this movie. I have the Arrow video release of this, the first print run with the booklet with it. So I was very glad to get this one from Vinegar Syndrome. It is a movie that I love, and I have no problem double dipping on. And guys, this one actually opens up from the top right there. You turn it, and the movie comes out. Sorry guys, I have that backwards. So, yeah, very crazy design right there. That's for sure. I don't think I've seen another company have a design like that. So, guys, there's the other artwork right there. Like I said, it just opens up from the top right there. But then as hell comes to Frogtown. Joe Bob Briggs just showed that for season 2 at the drive-in. The last drive-in. Alright guys, so I'm coming up on what they call VSAs, which stand for Vinegar Syndrome Archives. This movie, I guess, has 2 different titles to it, and that is Savage Harbor. It's also known as Death Feud. But these right here, guys, it's basically Vinegar Syndrome. It's just another part of their label. Guys, they don't open up from the top like your normal slipcover. They're like a really big, thick, hard box, and they're hard as hell. Very good quality, and the movie just pulls at the bottom right there. But that is Savage Harbor or Death Feud, whichever one you want to go with. Next up, this thing sells for stupid money now. I got my buddy to pick this up for me at a convention. My buddy Ross sent him some money through PayPal, and he picked it up for me and sent it to me. And thankfully I got it, because now it sells for obscene money. I know for the halfway to Black Friday sale, they did find a few of these in the warehouse, and they called them the Undashed edition. It was just extra quantities that were left over that wasn't in the initial run. But guys, that is Evil Town. That is a VSA title, which stands for Vinegar Syndrome Archive. Another one of those where the movie pulls at the bottom right here. Now there's the other artwork, guys. Sorry for that glare. I'm hoping we don't run out of time, guys, because I know my phone that I'm recording with is probably don't have that much memory left. Alright guys, I just got this one for the halfway to Black Friday sale. This is one that was sold out. Thankfully they did find some in the warehouse. Guys, that is Vice Academy 1, 2, and 3. There's the other side right there with Linnea Quigley. And when I say Undashed edition, so they made 3,000 copies of this, and it's sold out. But of course, I guess some extras were made, and until they put like a little black Sharpie line through it, and it doesn't have a number on it. So I was very glad to get that one. I ordered that one. This was the one title I went in to go get really quick and check out really quick before it sold out, before I went back in to do my second and third order. Evil Town, I know that thing sold out within like a minute or two. A lot of people was hit the site to go grab that really quick. Just grabbed this one off of eBay. I think I got this for like 20 bucks. That has another VSA title called Hell Riders. Guys, I don't know anything about this movie. I have not watched it yet. I know with the VSAs, they do include a double-sided poster in each one of the releases. Right now, guys, I have 4 of their VSA titles. I think there's 7 in all right now. They just released 2 for the halfway to Black Friday sale. And I'm missing something. I just can't remember what it was. I'm not sure. Savage Dawn, I think. Yes. Savage Dawn, I think, is the name of the 4th one that I'm missing. Those are numbered, but I'm missing that one, so I'll have to get that sooner or later. Alright guys, I'm hoping I can get through this stack without running out of time. So we're going to go through them really quick. These are releases that do not have slipcovers with them, or they don't have slipcovers yet with them. Who knows if Vinegar Syndrome will release them later on with slipcovers. But that is, sorry for that glare guys, that's Nightmare Weekend. Next up is Graduation Day. I do know that 88 Films also has a release of that film. Another release that 88 Films does have, that is Don't Go Into the Woods. I know my buddy Toddy Walnuts loves the hell out of this movie. Here's a release right here that I know Arrow Video has. That is Madman. This is one of my first releases that I bought from Vinegar Syndrome. Bought it on eBay, bought a few things, and this was the first one that came in. And I really dug that one. And Joe Bob Briggs even showed that season 1 for the last drive-in. Next up, guys, is Frightmare. I haven't watched this film. This is a trauma film for sure. That is Frightmare. Here's a John Saxon film, and that is called The Bees. Blaxploitation right here. I love the hell out of this movie. And that is Dolomite. I need to work on getting the Human Tornado and Petey Wheatstraw. And I think there's another one called Disco Godfather. I'm definitely interested in checking out. I love blaxploitation films. Blackula and Scream, Blackula Scream, Foxy Brown, Sheba Baby, Black Mama, White Mama. I love all that shit. Guys, this one's pretty highly sought after now. I know it's sold out, and I think this one actually came with a, no, it did come with a booklet. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But that is, what is that? Horror House on Highway 5. Let's see what else we got, guys. Linnea Quigley film, Nightmare Sisters. This is another one of those titles I bought at the convention with Ice Cream Man. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Nightmare Sisters. Here's another title I bought at the convention with Nightmare Sisters and Ice Cream Man as Hobgoblins. Here's a double feature right here, spread across 3 discs. It's 3 disc release, right? Yeah, it is. This is Blood Mania and Point of Terror. This one does have a booklet with it. This is Don't Answer the Phone. Like I said, guys, Vinegar Syndrome releases usually don't have booklets with them, but I do have The Undertaker and I do have this one. They both have booklets with them, so who knows if that's a practice still continue to do in the future with certain releases. This is a really cool film. Love the fact that I got this one. This is one of my first ones I bought, just because I found out they actually had a Kevin Tenney film, and that is Witch Trap. I love the hell out of Night of the Demons. One of my favorite movies ever, so of course I snatched that one up. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I had another Kevin Tenney film in here. I just don't want to waste you guys' time. I don't think so. Maybe not. And my buddy Ross got me this one not too long ago. Found it on eBay for me for a really good price, and he bought it and sent it to me. And guys, that is a double feature of Primeval and Lurkers. Awesome release right there. Alright guys, let me go ahead and do this really quick. So during the Halfway to Black Friday sale, one of the movies that they made slipcovers for, new slipcovers for, the movie actually sold out because they didn't have enough in stock. But they still had the slipcovers. Unfortunately, I didn't have the movie and I couldn't get it from them because they were sold out. But I went ahead and picked up the slipcover before it would have, you know, it sells out and goes for stupid money. So I paid $8 and went ahead and just got the slipcover itself. I'll eventually get the movie down the road during the Halfway to Black Friday sale this year as well. This thing usually sold for like $60, I think, and they had it marked down to $40. And that is the Amityville collection. Yeah, the Amityville, the Curse collection. It's got 4 films in it right there. I'll show you that, guys, on the side. Maybe you can pick that up. I'm sure everybody has probably seen somebody hold this box set up or go over it. Basically, the top pulls off right there, and you got your 4 films in there. I still have not even opened those yet and cracked this box open, really, so I'll get around to it. But that is Amityville Horror, The Evil Escapes, Amityville 1992, It's About Time, Amityville A New Generation, and Amityville Dollhouse. I'll get around to that sooner or later. And last up, guys, this was a couple years ago. Yeah, it was probably 2017. I found somebody on eBay selling one of these, and I bought it from them. They actually sent it to me in the bag that they got it from Vinegar Syndrome in. That's basically it's a 3-disc DVD set with book of basically trailers of everything that Vinegar Syndrome has released up until, I guess, that spring of 2017. And guys, I'll be honest with you, I think I thumbed through the book a few times just looking at stuff. I haven't popped none of the DVDs in to check it out. I think the seller on eBay sold this to me for like $10 or something, so I went ahead and jumped on it. And I think these sell for like 25, $30 now. So at least I got that. But guys, that was my entire Vinegar Syndrome collection. Don't have anything else around. We're at an hour and 15 minutes, so at least I got that done. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. Hit me up in the comment section. If you have any of those releases and you love them, let me know. If you have some that you don't really give a shit about or you hate, hit me up in the comment section. Is there any Vinegar Syndrome releases that I should definitely I should definitely pick up in my collection, that you see that I didn't have? Please hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. Guys, I love recommendations. I love checking stuff out. As you can see, I wish I could have told you a little bit more about the movies I was showing, but unfortunately I haven't watched the majority of them. That's just kind of the case when you're collecting a shit ton of movies. I can tell you right now, Vinegar Syndrome, I mean, you can see I do have a decent amount, a pretty good amount, but Scream Factory and Arrow videos kind of like my biggest priorities when it comes to collecting. And by the time I do a pre-order here and there, or I grab some stuff that I missed out on or whatever, it's hard to have a good bit of money left over to buy Vinegar Syndrome titles. But when those sales come up, though, I love the hell out of those. It gives me a chance to go in there and grab a big box of stuff. I really think Scream Factory should take a note from Vinegar Syndrome on their sales. That's for sure, because Scream Factory just doesn't do, their sales are nowhere close like Vinegar Syndrome is. And Vinegar Syndrome also offers making new slip covers for prior releases. That's a pretty cool thing. But Vinegar Syndrome knows they have diehard fans for their slip covers. And I'm telling you guys, out of all those releases right there I showed you, the only slip cover that I'm actually missing for a release that's supposed to have a slip cover is the Incubus. And I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with not having it. If I run across one for like, $10-20, that's one thing, but I'm not going to pay $40-50 for the slipcover. That's just, I could use that $40-50 to get a few titles or add something to the collection other than just a slipcover. But I will chase them down, though. I will chase slipcovers down. I do it. I'm not one of those that's against slipcovers and, all that, but it's just the prices on them, guys, just too much for me. Too rich for my blood. But I love collecting the hell out of them. I love getting on the sales and going in there. And Vinegar Syndrome being the great company that they are, they do list how many slipcovers they got left and all that good stuff. I mean, they run an amazing company. They have an amazing site, and they have amazing quality stuff. So I'm always glad to throw money their way and check their stuff out. Even though 9 times out of 10, it's always blind buy stuff for me. I'm either going on a trailer that I've seen on YouTube that I looked up, or I'm just going on the synopsis that I'm reading on Vinegar Syndrome's website. It is what it is. But like I said, guys, I'm happy to support them, though. I dig that company. It gives me a chance to discover films that without Vinegar Syndrome I probably definitely wouldn't be checking out to begin with. That's what I always tell myself. I mean, usually about 9 times out of 10, I go to pop a movie and be like, well, hey, at least you got this. You can at least check it out for the first time, at least see if you like it or not, because without Vinegar Syndrome, who knows, probably nobody would have picked it up. Or if they did, and there was a different company that was out there besides Vinegar Syndrome, maybe they wouldn't have put it half the effort in to restore it and add features to it and all that good stuff. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. We're right here at an hour and 19 minutes. I know it's a little excessive for a video. But guys, like I said, please feel free to hit me up in the comments section. Guys, that was my entire Vinegar Syndrome collection. And I'm proud of what I have. It's not a lot. To me, it's a lot. But I know for Vinegar Syndrome fans who have like all 400 titles in the releases, because I think that's probably what they're up to now. Take a look right quick. Blood Games was what? No, 320. So probably Vinegar Syndrome probably has somewhere around like 350 releases by now. And there's some fans out there who have every single release. And even I'm on the Facebook page, the Vinegar Syndrome fan page. I think there's 2 different ones. I'm in one of them. And there's some cats on there. I've seen them during the sale. I saw them get their boxes in, and especially some of the YouTubers. I know those guys probably spent over like $1,000, $1,500 just for that sale. So kudos to them. That's awesome. box full of goodness. And I think I spent like nowhere near that, but I think I probably spent like $330 during the halfway to Black Friday sale. Just really went in it this year. I'm just going for it, and definitely looking to add to the collection. And what better time than doing it than a sale? Like I said, Vinegar Syndrome does great sales. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and sorry for the rambling, but there it is, guys. That's pretty much that's everything I have of Vinegar Syndrome, and that's basically all the knowledge I have of Vinegar Syndrome. So, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, stay safe and be careful.